Welcome back. Welcome to English Bilingualism 101 with Dr. Varghese. I'm Matthew Varghese. Today I will talk two important studies that came to my notice while I was preparing the manuscript for this book. And these two studies, very simple and very easily understandable. One is done by a bilingual a professor who works in bilingualism. Her name is Ellen Bialystock. She's a professor of linguistics at Toronto University. And she made a study, an extensive study, and she found that the bilingual people are smarter in solving certain kind of problems, and also they have a higher cognitive advantage. And she says that imagine driving down a highway. There are many things that could capture your attention, and you really need to be able to monitor all of them. Why would bilingualism make you any better at that? This is a quote from her. And she says that what bilingual develop in his or her brain is something like this. Is that bilingual people are more often better in controlling their attention, a function called the executive control system. So she says that if a bilingual driving on a highway, his attention to various things that happens in on his or her drive can find focus in each area with adequate attention. And she says that this is the function bilinguals develop while they are learning two languages consecutively, or when they get the ability to communicate in two languages simultaneously. This is a kind of cognitive advantage, understanding advantage they develop. And she says that the answer is bilinguals develop what is called executive control system in the brain. In fact, I have written extensively about the executive control system in the brain in this work and in this book. And the neurolinguists find that the brain actually develop neural circuit connected with each language, and each language neural circuit will not interfere with other neural circuit. That is why a bilingual can easily switch between two languages. And also, on the left quadrant of the brain, they create a marker which they call, the neurolinguists call, it is the bilingual signature or a bilingual marker. And that marker, in fact, give a kind of direction for the user to find the correct grammar and correct vocabulary for creating sentences or thoughts into English or any other language they are intending to use. So, for example, a multilingual use this cognitive system while switching between all the 4 or 5 or 6 languages he or she learns, And this cognitive system can be developed as early as one's childhood, And if the earliest you create this bilingual signature, you will be able to communicate in various languages easily. That is what I said about Sakura, baby Sakura, who could speak more than 4 or 5 languages. And she used this cognitive control system or bilingual signature in the brain automatically without her active knowledge. She doesn't know she is speaking in English or in Japanese or in Hindi or in any other language because the brain actually select the data that is required for communicating in each of those languages. This is the cognitive advantage that one receives while continuously working with this function. Actually, a bilingual continuously work with function without his actual active involvement, and that is what Professor Bialystok says. They have to, because both languages are active in their brain at the same time. Okay, so this executive control system they activate because if a bilingual is about to process each language based on a situation, it doesn't mean that the other language, the other languages in the case of multilingual, is not active. They are all those languages are active in their brain. So what happens is that the executive control system, in fact, select the language, the grammar and vocabulary of that language which he or she is intending to use, while those other languages are keeping in the background, And this functional efficiency, in fact, create a different kind of functional ability that is called the brain entropy. And brain entropy is the reason why the bilinguals have better mental ability. And their chances to get Alzheimer's disease or dementia is 4 to 5 years later than those who are monolinguals. This is almost concluded research, but some researchers say that they may not actually get these brain wasting diseases. Another study which was came into my notice is that the cognitive advantage that the bilingual adult get is an added brain entropy. And brain entropy means the ability, the brain has the ability to sustain its health to longer period of time. So when the brain started to decline its abilities, it means that our body functions, all body functions declines as we age. But the bilingual function, in fact, help the people, especially to maintain the brain functionality. Every body part will reduce its vital energy as one ages, but the brain ability of the bilingual will sustain more years. So Dr. Gold, Brian Gold, is a neuroscientist at the Kentucky College, and he found that he did a research with including people like bilingual seniors, monolingual seniors, and young adults. So he took 4 groups. One is the bilingual seniors, bilingual monolingual seniors, bilingual young adult, and monolingual young adult. So these four groups, according to him, this is his quote, we found that seniors who are bilingual are able to activate their brain with a magnitude closer to young subjects. So they don't need to expand as much effort, and yet they still outperform their monolingual peers, suggesting that they use their brain more efficiently. So actually, this finding is, in fact, the bilingual seniors have the cognitive ability and brain entropy, and they sustain the brain entropy, so that their ability to process languages and also other aspect about life is closer to that of the young adults. Okay, this is what he said. And he continued that the language, the second language made no difference to the young adults. They did better at the exercises than both groups of older people. But he says that older bilingual adults appeared to have built up a kind of surplus from lifetime increased mental activity. So this is a very, very crucial finding, that the lifetime mental activity of a bilingual sustains towards old age, and that aspect, in fact, Dr. Gold also going on to say, this study showed that the bilingual tended to have more brain atrophy. So this brain atrophy is an important cognitive system that gives a bilingual more efficiency in using their brain. Suggesting that that the fact that they are at the same cognitive level, somehow they are bilingual. So actually their cognitive level are equally, what he's trying to say is, are equal to that of mono young adults. The bilingual seniors or elders or older people are having the same cognitive advantage as the young adults, nearly closer to, not equal, but closer to. Somehow the bilingualism is helping them to compensate for that more brain atrophy. So this brain atrophy, the ability for the brain to keep its cognitive abilities for longer period of time in life, is called brain atrophy. The finding that we have is consistent with that, because it basically says that bilinguals as seniors are able to do more with less. So actually the bilingual become senior means they can use the brain more efficiently. It doesn't mean that their brain cells will survive the declining pace of an individual, the declining pace of the vitality of an individual. It remains maybe the same as a monolingual senior, but they can do more activities with less brain entropy. So this is a very significant study which I used as a trigger to work on this topic. In fact, I followed the study by a neurosurgeon called Joy Hirsch, and her study I narrated in detail in this book, and she has given a fMRI picture what happens in the brain when a bilingual uses both languages that I will upload in the next talk. It is very quite interesting because when bilingual uses two languages, the brain actually transform the neural structure of the brain transform and in a significant way, providing the user or speaker or an individual with unique cognitive advantages, and so the brain ability is one of the benefit you get. You can also use two languages simultaneously, and the ability will benefit you in future. So this book actually not talking about all these things. The, the, the purpose of this book is to introduce a teaching method that will help new learners of English or the new learners who want to learn English as a international communication language or a communication language outside their socio-cultural peripheries, and when they have to use this language in the case of communicating with the wider world, they need to have a language, because we live in a wider world today, because we live in the physical world and cyber world, and both these worlds are very real to us, and we need a language in that way to communicate with the wider public. So it means that the humans have this inherent ability as a given ability of the nature. This is what not I, but Aristotle and all found, that the humans use one language, and that language is mind language or mentalese, and we are predisposed to use these mentalese, or the language that is given to us. In Indian context, there are so many linguists who worked in this field. We'll discuss about it later in discussion, like for example, a philosopher called Bhartrhari. He said that the language is a function of the human consciousness, and human consciousness develop a particular area in the brain to process language. So conscious is a wider thing, and the area that is used for processing language is a compact. It's a specified area. Scholars like Vasubandhu or Dignaga elaborated this function, how we use language and how we can switch between language. This needs a very elaborate discussion. So thank you very much. I switch over to Japanese. So 今日の話で私2つ研究人やった研究について話す。一つはトレンド大学の教授イレン・ビアリストックという人やったことです。彼女の研究で見たことだ。バイリンガルは脳の中一つ特別な力をもらう。これは英語で言ったらエクセキュティブコントロールシステムというの一つ。 力もらう。あれは、バイリングルになるとき作れる信仰の回路のせいで、そのことで、起きてくる一つ力です。これ特別の力です。これやるときといったら、エクセキュティブコントロールシステムを使ってくるとき、あなたにマルチタスキングできる。You know? あなたは高速道路で、運転していくとき、いっぱいことを見えないできない。ね。自分の道、後ろから来る車、ね。これからサインボード、それから前にやってる車、ラインシフトするとか、いろいろなことをやらないといけない。バイリングルは、このところで、脳の力、わからないように作って、いろいろなことをフォーカスするできる。そう、これどうやってと言ったら、このバイリングルの脳の中あってる力、抽象するとき、一つことに別々に分かれてできる作るできる。そう、これはこれは彼女の研究で見たことですね。これもう一つのことで、バイリングルになった人たち、このファンクション、エクセキュティブコントロールシステム、わからないように使う。そう、私、生徒さんに授業で言うことは、あなたたち、英語で考えするとき、なんか書くときとか話すときとか、英語で考えする。それから英語のことを、英語のニュースとかミュージックとか、こういうような情報ばっかり見るとき、テレビ見るとき、あなた、わからないように、このエクセキュティブコントロールシステムを使う。あれは一番大事です。特別で日本人によって考えたら、日本で英語を使えれるところはあまりない。普通に。ね。そう、あなたたち、なんか会社に入って、会社の中、国際会社なら、あそこで英語を話さないといけない。でも、この可能性は、他の国によって考えたらちょっと少ないですね。それで、あなたたち毎日これ、習って、やって学ぶより別のこと何もない。あなた音楽聴く。韓国の音楽、日本の音楽、それ英語の音楽も聴いて。ね。それで、あなたに英語で考えすることをもっと強くなる。そう、もう一つのことは、ブライン・ゴールドというのはニューロサイエンティストの研究です。彼言ってることは、バイリンガルの年配の人、モノリンガルの年配の人、バイリンガルの若者、モノリンガルの若者、それで4つに分かれて研究したとき見たことは、バイリンガルの年配の人、シニアスと、普通の若者の脳の力同じです。それをやってみたら、モノリンガルの年配の人より、バイリンガルの年配の人の脳の力強いです。それをどうやって比べると言ったら、これは若者の脳の力と一緒です。ね。そう、これ、見たとき、人間バイリンガルになるとき、4年以上の 4年と5年に遅れて、この、アルツハイマーズディシーズとか、ボッケとか、なることになる。次、年上になるとき、あなたの体の力全部下がってくるね。それを脳のことに見たら、この脳をもっと残っていくできる。So this brain goal study is a very important study, and it is not only these two researchers. There are many researchers who worked in this field, and that is very important. And I have mentioned that in my book. この本の中、これ全部どうやってというの、いろいろなスタディ、いろいろな研究を見て、説明してる。ね。それで、それによってみたら、ニューヨークの一人、ニューロサージェン、彼女はこれを全部fMRI で研究して分かれて整理したことある。あれも私この本の中リポート全部入れてるね。彼女の話で彼女本当で何あれ言語学者とかじゃないね。ニューロサージェンですね。彼女言ってることはブレインの中、私たちの脳の中、一つ力、レフトコーデートのところで受けてくる。あれは言葉に言葉を勝らないように話すような力になる。それ見て分かるとき、私たちにもらえるような会長のことだけじゃない、言語のこともある。その言語というのは、脳の言語というのは、脳のどういうような運動を上げたら、ね、脳の、言語良くなるというようなことを今やっぱり調べてるけれども、多分バイリングリズムというのは、バイリングになるというのは、脳の言語を残っていく、もっとブレインアントロピーというな、エントロピーというな一つ力。あれ、アントロピーといったら私たちの脳の力下げることをちょっとやめていくできる。ね。And that is the important cognitive function. That is why an important cognitive function develop in human brain. So this is very important study. We will continue. I will show you Joy Hirsch's research and what she has found in one of the later videos. And today we will conclude our discussion. If you find this discussion useful, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to this channel so that more people will watch and more people will be benefited. And this is a new, at least as a book, this is a new research, the new publication on this topic, which is largely obscure from the public view. So I really want more people to follow this. It's not a very difficult method. I will talk about the method in later discussions. Today we will conclude. Bye. Thank you very much.